Okay, recording has begun again. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Andrew Williams Jr. I'm your moderator, your co-host today, along with Captain, and I'm from the United States of America. I'm president of the 5 Points Youth Foundation. Today's event is the World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity, presenting 4 days of a volunteer workshop on the United Nations Global Compact and the SDGs, better known as the Sustainable Development Goals. This is actually part 2 of the workshop we began last week, where we did address the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. This week, we're introducing the United Nations Global Compact and how that works with the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Along with Captain James Mercy Obentumibi, who is the founder of WHOPE. This is also being co-sponsored by Dr. Janice De Silva from Cabo Verde. She and I and Dr. James are all Goodwill ambassadors, and we hope each of you also join the World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity as volunteers contributing to our project. Moderator, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and perhaps if you'd like to take it from here, I'll allow you to do so.
Okay, thank you so much, Ambassador. You have said you've said almost everything. So this is the 3rd day of our program, the workshop for a volunteer workshop on United Nations Global Compacts and how it can work with the Sustainable Development Goals that we've learned so far. Okay, so it has been really, really interesting, and we believe that today is going to be another phase, another day of a very, very eye-opening experience for all the participants. You're welcome once again, everyone. Thank you for your patience so far. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for your cooperation. We really appreciate you. And so I also want to appreciate the ambassador for all that is done so far. And I want to appreciate Chaplain James Mercy also for being with us thus far. Thank you, everyone. So participants, just like we've already known, please, we shouldn't forget to follow all the rules to make sure that this particular workshop goes successfully well. Okay, so please do not forget to always come registering your name just the way you want it to appear on your certificate. It is very important. Remember, we're taking attendance, and if you miss a day, you may not be able to receive a certificate. So please register your name as a T so that at the end of the 4 days, we'll be able to give you your certification. And please let your mind be here. Don't just come here and do not want to participate. At the end of today's program, I expect that everybody will have intelligent questions to ask the ambassador. Okay, we also have some contributions. Okay, so please be ready, get ready, and please let's do that together. All right, thank you very much for listening to me once again. My name is Oyekule Elizabeth, and I am your moderator. Over to you, Ambassador. Thanks.
Well, thank you so very much. I certainly do appreciate that. As I said, this is going to be part 2 of the workshop we began last week and that introduced the Sustainable Development Goals. I'm going to briefly share my screen again with you so you can actually see what we're talking about. The idea is for us to take our own responsibility for making sure that we do what we can in our local communities to have a global impact. Part of that is understanding what the Sustainable Development Goals are. One of the easiest ways to do that is by adapting what's called the Sustainable Development Goal, a pyramid to happiness, SDG pyramid. You can find out more information about this simply by typing in sdgpyramid.org. What you'll find is that the first 10 goals are linked to humanitarian, inclusiveness, and people harmony. Goals 11 through 15 are linked to sustainability, nature, and ecological harmony. And goals 16 and 17 are linked to peace, partnerships, and values of spiritual harmony. Just as a backgrounder, this is not a brand new endeavor for me to become involved with the Sustainable Development Goals. What you may or may not know is that it was back in 2000 when Kofi Annan, as the General Secretary of the United Nations, launched the Millennium Development Goals that brought us to where we are today. It was, in fact, the Millennium Development Goals from 2000 to 2015 that provided the framework and basis for the Sustainable Development Goals that we're now sharing. In fact, the number one goal in 2000 was to end poverty. The second goal, or the last goal, was to build global partnerships for development. And lo and behold, here we are again in 2015, and the Sustainable Development Goals begin with the objective of ending poverty, and it ends with the idea of us using global partnerships for development to do that. I'm going to, again, this is an open book test. You don't have to guess about what we're doing or how we're going to be doing it. The idea is that we provide you with the resources so that you can take what you learn from here and do your own further learning, your own further research, and find ways that you can become actively involved with going ahead with this training in your own local community. One of the resources that you have is my own website, and that's andrewnetworks.com. Almost all of the material that we've been going over, you can find it referenced on my website. That's andrewnetworks.com. This is just the middle of the page, but in the middle, you'll see the very same happiness SDG pyramid, introducing the Sustainable Development Goals. However, this week's workshop has been focused on the United Nations Global Compact. Let me let you know that you can click on any of these and get more information. So, for example, there is a United Nations Global Compact strategy already in place, but there's also a United Nations Global Compact strategy for Africa already in place. So we don't have to start with a blank sheet. There are actually ongoing activities that are happening right now that you are already a part of if you take the effort and responsibility to find out how to get engaged. I'm going to share my screen now to bring you what I hope is some very relevant information for everyone here on the call that's from Nigeria. We're beginning with Nigeria because, of course, that's where the World Humanitarian Organization is based. So I'm going to walk you through. This is a newsletter that's online. You can find it on LinkedIn or just Google it. This is how I found it. I typed in UN Global Compact, Nigeria Local Network, and this is the information I came up with. I'm going to walk you through this. I know this is much too small for you to read, but I will read it out to you. This is an event that happened in Lagos, Nigeria. Please, if you're not speaking, mute yourself. Thank you. This is an event that happened in Lagos, Nigeria on September 21st of this year. On Thursdays, the first September 21st, during the opening of the 2023 Global Africa Business Initiative, a prestigious two-day event convening on the sidelines of the 75th United Nations General Assembly in New York, the Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited formally joined the United Nations Global Compact. And when you go here, you can just click on the link. It will take you to the United Nations Global Compact. The steps I'm taking now are steps you can take to educate yourself about activities that are happening in your local community. I'm particularly taking you to this breakdown of the participants in Nigeria. Each country has their own list of participating organizations. On the left, you can see the name of the organization. In the middle, the type of the organization, then the sector, and then the country, and the date that they joined. This is practical information you can use. Yes. And this is practical information that you can use in your local community because these businesses are actually already actively involved in your local community, and they've already made a commitment to address 4 areas of the United Nations Global Compact involving human rights, labor, the environment, and anti-corruption. But it's up to you to be able to find out how what you're doing actually has an impact on what they're doing. That's why we're asking each of you to choose one of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals and show how your activity is actually actively involved with the goal. I do understand that many of us have operations that impact more than one of these objectives. But in order to take full advantage of the available resources available to you, you must choose one to start with. Now, we have online access to all these goals, and it's very simple, globalgoals.org. And here you will find the 17 Sustainable Development Goals at the very top. I know those of you that attended last week's sessions are very much aware of what these goals are, but each day we're delivering this information not just to you that are here. We're delivering this information not just to you who are here, but we're also streaming this on the WHOPE Facebook page so we can reach people that are not here. So give me just a moment. I'm going to walk through again these 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Number 1 is no poverty. The intent is to end poverty in all of its forms everywhere. Number 2 is zero hunger. The intent is to end hunger, achieve food security, and improved nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture. Number 3 is good health and well-being. To ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. Number 4 is quality education. This is to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. Number 5 is gender equality. To achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. Number 6 is clean water and sanitation. Ensure the availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. Number 7 is affordable and clean energy. This is to ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. Number 8, decent work and economic growth to promote sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. Number 9 is industry, innovation, and infrastructure to build resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. Number 10 is reduce inequalities, reducing inequalities within and among countries. Number 11, sustainable cities and communities, make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. Number 12, responsible consumption and production to ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns. Number 13, climate action. Take urgent action to combat climate change and impacts. Number 14, life below water, to conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas, and maritime resources for sustainable development. Number 15, life on land, protect, restore, and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems, sustainably manage forests, combat desertification, and halt and reverse land degradation, and halt biodiversity loss. Number 16, which is really the reason why we're here. WHOPE is dedicated to SDG 16 for peace, justice, and strong institutions to promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, provide access to justice for all, and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. And what I believe is the key and umbrella to all the other goals is Sustainable Development Goal number 17, partnerships for the goal. Strengthen the means of implementation and revitalize the global partnership for sustainable development. And that is exactly why we've made the commitment to support the United Nations Global Compact agendas that are already in place. As I said, this is on my website, andrewnetworks.com. You can just simply click on this icon. It will take you to the library. This is one of the most important resources that any of you can have access to. This is a library of all the information that's available to address the issues that we've been discussing all this week. And it breaks down the description of each of the 10 principles of the United Nations Global Compact. For example, principle number 1, you'll find here multiple reports, websites, videos about activities that have happened in the past and that are upcoming. When you click on principle number 2, again, you're going to the library. So this is where you can find information about principle number 2, and so on through all the 10 principles of the United Nations Global Compact. Perhaps now would be a good time for me to discuss what those 10 principles are. Again, this is unglobalcompact.org. I'm asking you to go to the website so you can find out more information about topics we've discussed, but also topics that are coming up. I am, in fact, president of 5 Points Youth Foundation, and we are members of the United Nations Global Compact. So your work can use our membership to be able to impact activities that are relevant to you, but only as they address 10 principles. Again, part of this workshop is to encourage you, many of whom are involved with non-governmental organizations, to understand that you too are a business and you must function as a business in order for you to become engaged with the commitments that are already going on all around you. It's very important that you understand what businesses are committed to so that you can understand how what you're doing becomes important to them, because in many cases it's the work we're doing in our communities locally that help these businesses accomplishing their goals and objectives. Again, there are 10 principles of the United Nations Global Compact. They're broken down into 4 separate areas. One is human rights. There are 2 principles there. Another is labor. The third is environment. And the fourth is anti-corruption. So again, this is a very simple and straightforward description of the basic foundation of the United Nations Global Compact and their principles. We're asking each of you to not just understand what these principles are, but to embed them in your own operation on a regular, ongoing basis. So let me go back to, oh, yes, it is important too for you to connect the dots between what's happening in the worldwide United Nations Global Compact and what you're actually doing. And for example, here you can find out where you can engage locally. And this is the infrastructure that the United Nations Global Compact uses. It is based in New York, in the United States, but it has local networks set up around the world so that you and your local community can know what is necessary for you to be able to impact one or more of the Sustainable Development Goals. And you'll find out that these local networks are aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals. This is where you connect your local non-governmental organization with your government and businesses. But it's up to you as a civil society volunteer to be the ambassador for your local community. You have to do the work. And again, these are places where you can find information to help you understand what's going on around you and learn ways that you can begin to actively participate with the activities going on in your local community. For example, again, Africa has more than 1,000 companies and non-business private sector stakeholders that are participating in the Global Compact against 45 countries in Africa. They believe that the region is poised for invigorated sustainable growth, buoyed by several factors, including continental agreements like Agenda 2063, the Africa we want, and the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, One Africa, robust digital and technological innovations, abundance of renewable energy resources, a demographic dividend presented by a youthful population being about 60% of 1.3 billion people below 25 years, and a vibrant small and medium enterprise subsector. The region, however, continues to grapple with challenges related to limited access to favorable sustainable finance, global competition, large informal economy, limitations of infrastructure, negative effects from climate change, and most notably the COVID-19 crisis that has contributed to the deceleration of progress towards Agenda 2030. So again, I'm going to click right here on the UN Global Compact's Africa strategy. But this is a library, again, available in the library. And the Africa strategy aims to accelerate and scale the impact of the private sector to drive progress towards the Sustainable Development Goals across the African continent. I'm going to take you back now to the UN Global Compact Network Nigeria Quarterly Newsletter, because this is where you find the connection between what the organization is saying they want to do and how you can get involved locally with these activities. Again, what I began by sharing with you at the very beginning is that this Nigerian National Petroleum Company officially joined the United Nations Global Compact recently, just a few months ago. So they are brand new, fresh members. I didn't share with you more, but I will walk through this now because this is critically important. This is today's lesson, information that is right now available. This signing secretary was organized, and I'll make this larger if I can. So once again, these are the key people that are representing your interests at the United Nations Global Compact and in your local community. You'll see that there is an executive director of the UN Global Compact Network Nigeria. Her name is Naomi E. Nokola, Esquire. When you click on this link, you can actually go to find out that this is a live person. You can actually connect with her directly and find out more information about the people behind the titles. Naomi E. Nokola is an executive director. She's an attorney. She's a human rights activist. She focuses on environmental, social, and governance, ESG. Again, it's important that you begin to prepare yourself to get involved with making decisions that will put you at the table instead of keeping you on the menu, so to speak. Just a background about this person who's representing your interests, whether you know it or not. It's up to you to find out whose door you can knock on to make a difference in your local community. Again, this is Naomi E. Nokola, and she is, in fact, your representative in Nigeria for all of the members of the United Nations Global Compact in Nigeria. She's an award-winning international business leader with 10 years of combined experience promoting human rights and environmental, social, and corporate governance on a global scale. She possesses knowledge and experience in designing a business sustainability strategy to see it to its implementation. She's exceptional in engaging stakeholders, forging relationships, etc. So I'm not going to take the time to read this to you, but I do want to take time to make sure that you understand where you can go to find out how you can become more actively engaged in your local area with people and organizations and events that will have a major impact on your life, on your family, and on our future. So again, this is today's lesson, this one document. So your homework will come out of here. When we ask you what the name is of the person that's responsible for the UN Global Compact in Nigeria, this is the information you need to have. Just kidding you, we won't be having a test like that, but it is important that you understand who is involved with what you're doing. What you may or may not know is that Nigeria has a state-owned petroleum company. There are many private companies that own the oil in the ground, but there is one organization that's representing your interests. When you pay your taxes, you become part of the properties owned by the state of Nigeria or the country of Nigeria, and you need to know who the people are that are representing these companies. In this case, this would be Mele Kyari. He's the Chief Executive Officer of NNPC Limited. Again, he's on Facebook. His information is there. You can see his background. And if you don't know this information, I'm urging you to take the time to familiarize yourself with who we'll be dealing with, and also prepare yourself to be able to be introduced in such a professional manner as well. The organization that he represents is very familiar, I would think, to most of you that are here from Nigeria. But for you, those of you who are not, I'm going to click on the link and you'll find out more about NNPC. This is the National Petroleum Company owned by Nigeria, not by companies from other countries, but by the country of Nigeria itself. So when you have a problem in your area, you need to know who to reach out to. This is a group of people who've dedicated their lives to getting the education necessary to represent your interests, not only in Nigeria, but around the world. This group of people here are supported by the SME Future Forward project, funded by the MacArthur Foundation. It's aimed at improving corporate governance, ethics, and sustainability of micro, small, and medium enterprises. Again, this is where you come in. You have more non-governmental organizations in Nigeria than you have businesses, but it's up to you to hold those businesses accountable. In many cases, you cannot reach the major corporations, but you can reach the micro, small, and medium enterprises in your own area. Again, all these are represented. The ones here are represented by the UN Global Compact Network in Nigeria. This information here is not about something that happened 15 years ago or 2000. This happened 2 months ago. And so you can find information out about what you're doing, can actually become involved with the future. In this particular case, this is an online Zoom, and the UN Global Compact Network Nigeria worked with the Dangote Group to conclude the 2023 Sustainable Supplier Impact Program for 24 companies. The question you need to be asking is, how many of those companies are in your area? How many of them are you already supporting? And who can you reach to connect the dots between what's happening on the ground in your area and how you can impact the future of your community and the future of Africa? Again, this newsletter is just sharing with you that back in August, Dangote made the commitment to working through the United Nations Global Compact to take the message of sustainability to the 2023 Africa Social Impact Summit. This involved not just big companies or corporations, but leaders from private and public sectors, civil society organizations, the development community, and the United Nations. They were all in Lagos, Nigeria on August 10th and 11th to explore innovative, sustainable solutions to Africa's key developmental challenges. You can find here online the Africa Social Impact Summit review and its theme, Global Vision, Local Action, Repositioning the African Development Ecosystem for Sustainable Outcomes. I'll come back to that in just a moment. I do want to share with you, though, that 16,000 young people were upskilled by the Allowance for Youth Nigeria. So when people ask me, why should we be interested in the United Nations Global Compact? What I tell them is that once you begin to identify the activities that are already happening in your area, you can then address those resources to your own activities. For example, on August 11th, members of the Alliance for Youth Nigeria, UN Global Compact Network Nigeria, Nestle Nigeria, Jobberman Nigeria, the Big Bottling Company Limited, and Uconnect Human Resources Limited, with partners such as the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, and Activate Success International, marked the 2023 International Youth Day and commemorated its second year anniversary. Now, what they did in July is organize a 5-day vocational skills training program that benefited 525 people in Kano and Oyo states. 26 high flyers were gifted startup kits to enable the speedy commencement of their various businesses. I'm going to click here for more information because these could be stories about the World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity activities. Just as we're having this online workshop, we can also have workshops that are impacting not just the people that are coming here right now, but we can also provide vocational workshop skills training. This is an example that I'm suggesting that we take advantage of. We pay attention to what's already happening in our community by members of the United Nations Global Compact, and then we reach out to those companies that are already members. It costs about, I think it's 55,000 Naira for an organization to join. We're not asking you to spend your money to join the United Nations Global Compact. What we're asking you to do is to connect with those companies and organizations that are already there so that you can help them accomplish their goals and objectives. At the same time, perhaps generate the income and resources that will encourage you and people in your local community to understand why it's important that you join together so that you too can become part of the solution and not part of the problem. Moderator, I'm going to end today's session with this final review, and then we'll open up the floor for any comments or questions. And then we'll be ready to proceed to tomorrow's final workshop. As we complete today's presentation, we're all working again from one document. It's on LinkedIn, and it's the UN Global Compact Nigeria Quarterly Newsletter. I suggest this become your homework so that next month or the next quarter, we can have an article in here about work that we're doing so that we can become part of the solution and not part of the problem. This final section deals with what's called Forward Faster 2030. Again, these are initiatives that are already ongoing. No one is asking you to spend time to think about what you should be doing or could be doing to help accomplish the goals and objectives of your mission. We're asking you to pay attention to what's already happening, and then you prepare yourself to become part of this ongoing activity. This is a list of the most recent organizations that joined the UN Global Compact in Nigeria. I'm recommending that you make it your business to reach out to them as well and to introduce yourself to them. But first, prepare yourself by identifying which of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals your organization is working with, and also your own strategy for describing how your projects and activities impact one or more of those goals. And then take the time to determine how you can best expand your successful work by working with new organizations that are already dedicated to these same objectives. So again, this is completing, we're coming to the conclusion of today's presentation. Again, it's an open source, it's an open book test. The only question is how what it is you're doing can be identified with ongoing work and activities, and how you can begin to participate with ongoing activities that can allow you to improve your own capacity to develop solutions for your own organization and for your local community. Finally, the United Nations Global Compact works with other UN agencies such as UN Women, In this particular case, last month on October 19th, they established an overview of a women's empowerment principles and how that provides a framework for companies to provide solutions for their women. I know many of you are focused on SDG number 5, gender equality. I'm just suggesting that you begin to link together your own local activities along with the Sustainable Development Goals and work through members of the United Nations Global Compact to bring this locally to your local community. Moderator, I'll turn it back to you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Andrew, for that eye-opening teaching. Thank you for your time, and thank you for being so very deep in this. You really made mention of a lot of people. If you gave us information that would help us know exactly what or how we can also contribute to this UNGC course. And I'm very grateful. At least now I'm sure that our participants, they know what to do, where to go to. And I'm so glad that a lot of people in Nigeria, I mean, Nigeria has a lot of representatives. I'm hearing of Naomi Wokulu, so we can just go to LinkedIn to check her up to see, what we can do or how we can also participate. And also the fact that there are a lot of organizations that we can also collaborate with, who are already affiliated to UNGC course, we know what to do and how to go about it. Most importantly is that at the end of this, it's just for us to know how to contribute to our immediate community, how to be, how to bring out life, to this cause of humanitarian and all that. So thank you so much again, Ambassador. I'm going to now go back to our participants who have been listening attentively, who have paid attention up till now. Okay, so this is the time for everybody to, say one or two things to the ambassador. Please, 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 people, I do not want to hear or to see that nobody has anything to say today. I want somebody to have something to say, at least, let's say 5 to 10 people because I feel like there's a lot of information that are still, kind of hiding, a lot of places, ways we can contribute to this cause that I feel if you voice it out now, the ambassador is ready to shed more light to for us to know. Okay, so now we're going back to our participants. I want to hear from you. Please put up your hand using the hand raise icon, and then I'll call you. Okay? So let's hear from you, our participants today. And I don't know
first, I think Pastor James is trying to get your attention later.
So I don't know if the chaplain, Chaplain, are you available now? Maybe we can hear from you first. Chaplain?
Well, technology is only great when it works. It looks like we lost him. I do see Hamza have their hands raised, or his hands raised.
So Hamza, you can please go unmute yourself and let's hear from you, please.
Online on Zoom. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Ambassador.
Greetings, sir.
Yes. I want to thank you and thank Madam for creating this wonderful platform for us discussing issues of national concern all over the world. Today, there are issues that has to do with humanitarian, there are issues that has to do with the disaster aspect, the safety and whatever aspect in the world today. So many issues are there. Professionals need to come on board. people need to come on board with different ideas and knowledge, expertise on how we can solve some of these problems. I think for the past 2 days, I've been silent. I didn't say anything because I wanted to gather more data.
Well, technology is only great when it works.
For
Okay.
us to be part of the process. Hello?
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Mr. Hamza, we lost you at some points.
Yeah, say that all over
Okay.
again. The Hollywood do-over.
So do I go ahead?
Yes, we
Please
did
go
not hear
ahead.
you. So say what you said before.
What did you say?
We did not hear you. Your video froze, so we did not hear you. So say again what you said, and then we'll go to the.
Okay. What I was saying was I was saying that first of all I want to thank you for creating this opportunity for us to discuss issues that has to do with the humanitarian angle of life and with issues that has to do with disaster and safety management. I think in life, I will say this is the first time I had an interaction online and issues that has to do with humanitarian activities in all over the world today, based on United Nations standard. I feel I've really gathered a lot of knowledge from day before yesterday to today. I've gathered more knowledge about humanitarian activity, and I sincerely want to thank you and thank the organizers of this noble platform. I think humanitarian, to me, I feel. Hello. The network
we
is
can
bad.
hear you.
Sorry, please. The network
can
is
Yes,
hear
go
you.
ahead, please.
The network, yes. So I think we want to know how some of us can link up to other humanitarian organizations all over the world. How we can participate actively in contributing our quota in our communities, in our society, in our nations, and all over the world. We are overwhelmed with a lot of activities that so many have done in contributing their own quota, in serving their nations, their community, and their societies. We also feel that we can be part of the process. Ideally, I am a disaster expert. I think with coming on board now with the ideas and knowledge of humanitarian, I think I can contribute a lot. And I would love for us in this platform to be able to be given opportunity to link up with other corporate and United Nations humanitarian organizations so that we can contribute our quota. I am ready. I know almost everybody here in this platform is ready to contribute his own quota. Let us have more knowledge. Let us have more skills. Let us have more ideas that we can use to contribute our own quota. No knowledge is lost. If we can get more knowledge, get more material that we can read on our own, do research on our own, I think we can contribute our own quota. So I want to thank everybody. I want to thank the organizers of this platform. Thank you so much, sir.
Well, before you go, let me say or ask you whether you are registered at www.hope.org. Are you registered as a volunteer with WHOPE? That's the first question. You.
Okay.
Yes or no?
Sir, can you drop the either the link to me on the chat so that we can go and
it's in the chat now.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I'm asking each of us to do is to identify what we are doing. For example, your disaster planning preparation that impacts Sustainable Development Goal number 16, which is what we're talking about, peace, justice, and strong institutions. Your work is critically important, but it's up to you to identify how you, either as an individual or as an organization, are addressing that particular need. Then you need to go through each of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals to determine which one, or really, I would suggest you define how your activity impacts all of the goals, all 17. But you have to be the one to determine which one to start with, to begin with. Then the next step is to make your own business plan for how what you're doing now needs to expand. You're working as an individual, it sounds like, but if you want to become involved with a worldwide network of others working in the same area, then again, join with WHOPE, get with Pastor James, and let's find out ways we can work and network together as we go forward. Finally, I would suggest that because of the work you're in, you consider joining the Black Emergency Managers Association, FEMA International. They're part of our team, and also they're very much focused on disaster planning and preparation. So if that's a field that you're in, then align yourself with others that are already in that field. So then you can begin to add your strength to their strength. That would be my suggestion, sir. Also,
Okay, excellent.
finally,
Excellent.
put your question in the chat. Even though you talked about it, put it in the chat along with your name and your follow-up information so that we can connect with you directly. Back to you, moderator. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Ambassador. I'm really grateful for that explanation and how you led him well. Thank you, Mr. Amza, for that question.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I don't know, Pastor Chaplain, are you here now? Okay. So Mr. Yahaya Mohammed, do you have anything to say? Mr. Yahaya Mohammed Said, do you have anything to say to us? Okay, Mr. Okeke Gabriel, please go ahead. Thank you.
Everyone, I have a question. First of all, I want to thank the ambassador for his presentation today. My question is on the implementation of the United Nations Global kind of monitoring. My question assists to the implementation of these global impacts in all the member nations. Because I know that in mind we are very good at making wonderful policies.
Mr. Okeke, I'm sorry, we're struggling to hear. We're struggling to hear you. I think your area, the network is not doing good. We're struggling to hear you. If you can start all over again, please.
Yes. Okay, I said. I'm giving him actual response. My question goes this way. Whether the United Nations monitoring committee on the work of the UN global impasse in all its member nations. Very good in wonderful places, but the implementation we have a problem. Of this global
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Okeke. As for me, I actually didn't get what you said, but I don't know if the ambassador was able to hear you. Ambassador, did you hear him?
No, but if he could type information in the chat, this question or comments, we can follow up.
All right.
I cannot hear, but I would ask for housekeeping if now would be a good time for you to do a roll call to make sure that we know who we have here. And then after that, we can deal with questions and answers. I think that might be a smart way to go.
All right. That's good. Thank you, sir. I'll go straight to that. All right. So please, while I do this, if you have any question to throw in the chat box, please do that. Okay. So let's quickly call your names. So Mr. Okeke, please help us drop your questions in the chat box, please. Since we couldn't hear you well. All right. Okay. So let me start with you, Mr. Okeke. Thank you for joining. You're here. Glamour Beatrice Baku, are you here?
Hello, ma'am. I'm with you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Umar Benedict David, are you here? Umar Benedict David, are you here? Can you hear me?
Yeah, me,
Okay.
I'm here.
All right. Thank you for that response. Akitayo Fumilayo, are you here? Akitayo Fumilayo, are you here?
Yes, ma'am. I'm here.
Okay, thank you. Albert Njwanda, are you with us? Albert Njwanda, are you with us? Okay, I think Albert isn't responding. Aremu Sunday Bankole. Aremu Sunday Bankole, please let's be quick with it. If you're here, please quickly let us know you're here so that we can move to the next name. Aremu Sunday Bankole, are you here?
I'm with you, ma. I'm with you, ma.
All right.
Present, ma.
Thank you. All right, thank you. Blessing Egbe. Blessing Egbe, are you here with us today? Blessing?
Yes,
All right. Dom Maurizio Blas, are you here? Don
Yes,
Maurizio
I'm here.
Blas. Okay, I guess that's from Blessing Egbe. All right. Maurizio, are you here with us? Don? Maurizio Don, are you here? Okay. Donald Inyadege. Donald Inyadege.
Yes, our moderator Elizabeth, I'm here.
Okay, thank you. Doris Kamagara. Doris Kamagara. Okay, thank you. Please, once you're done answering your name, just mute yourself, okay? Because I'm following a list here, right? Donald Inyadege. Okay, I think I've called that. Emmanuel Etu, are you here? Emmanuel Etu.
Present, ma. Present, ma.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Festus Obago. Festus Obago.
Present.
Thank you,
Present,
sir.
madam.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Present.
Glory Azuka Isiaku.
Very well,
Glory
ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Thank you, ma. Thank you, ma. Please, pardon me. Festus, okay, Festus Obago is here. And okay, hold. Okay, please. There's an Infinix 08. If you're the one, please let's know. I'll move on to the next name. Ishola Josephine Tosin. Are you here?
I'm present. I am here.
All right, thank you. Justin Nathaniel, are you here? Yes, I can hear you, Shola. Thank you. Justin
Yes,
Nathaniel.
I'm present.
All right.
I'm present. I'm here.
All right, thank you. Moses Okiru Ekasiba, sorry. Moses Okiru Ekasiba. Are you here? Olubode Busayo Dokas. Olubode Busayo Dokas, are you here?
I'm here. Good afternoon.
All right, good afternoon, ma. Thank you.
Yes,
Hey, good
ma'am.
afternoon. Sorry, I got carried away. Okay, Oreoluwa Olumeyo, are you here? Oreoluwa
I'm here.
Olumeyo, are you here? All right.
I'm here.
Okay. All right, thank you. Safwan, you have just Safwan. We don't know your
Yes, I'm
surname.
here.
I think
I'm here.
okay. I think you've been registering with Safwan. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Please let's know the full name. Put it in the chat, please. Then we'll check it later. Or you can change it here so that we can have it registered like that. Okay. So the next person I have here is CD Elizabeth. CD Elizabeth Omonego. CD. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Uba Unkosha Audi. Uba Unkosha Audi. Uba Unkosha Audi. Are you here? Okay. Please let's go to the next person. CD Esther Amanosi.
Yeah, I'm here.
CD. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please hold on. Yeah. Winnie Niwa Maya. Winnie Niwa Maya. All right, thank you. Have I called Umoru Benedict David? Umoru Benedict David.
Yes, you did. You did.
All right, thank you.
Abidjan.
Yahaya
Please,
Muhammad
madam, you have
Said.
not called my name.
I'm not done, please. Yahaya Muhammad Said.
Okay.
Yahaya Muhammad Said. Yahaya Muhammad Said. Okay. I think Yahaya. Okay. Timothy Ajayi. Timothy Ajayi. Timothy Ajayi, are you here? Timothy Ajayi, are you here? Timothy Ajayi, are you here? Okay. So now, please, I want to quickly go over it again. Please, in case I have
Moderator,
please.
we lost your voice.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. Please, in case you haven't heard your name, let me see. Just say it now and let's see you. If I have not called your name at all. Okay, God day Odidi.
I've not seen my name, Hamza.
Hamza, please let me see. Hamza, who's talking? Hamza, can you say a word again? Let me see you.
I didn't hear my name.
Are you Albert Njwada?
Hamza Auta Mohammed.
Oh, Albert Mjwanda, I'm present.
Hamza Auta Mohammed. Okay, thank you. Thank you for saying that. All right, please mute yourselves. Mute yourselves.
Ibilola Rajabudu.
Taking, Ibilola taking. Please help mute yourself. Thank you. Taking, please mute yourself. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, God day.
Moderator, you were muted at that time.
Victor Yewusi.
Sorry, I don't know. I didn't mute myself. I don't know how I got muted again. All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that.
Victor Oyewusi Adeyemi.
Victor Oyewusi Adeyemi. Victor Oyewusi, did you register with Lama Beatrice Baku? Because I can see.
Yes, actually, we are students in University of Ibadan. So my phone, I have a low battery. So
I joined him.
So how do we, I mean, this is your first day of joining, right?
No. This is not my first day. I
Okay.
joined the one you did last week. I also joined the one you started this week on Monday. You called my name.
So you've been here since?
Yes, but my phone is switched off, so I have to connect through it.
Yeah, Victor, we don't really have your name here. Okay, so I don't know if you can just send it through chat, right?
Okay.
I'm going to speak with the chaplain now to see if anything can be done about your case.
All
right,
right,
I think that's all we have for now, Ambassador. Thank you very much, everybody, for responding to that call. Thank you, Ambassador. Please, over to you. And chaplain, please.
Well, thank you very much. But Chaplain James has not joined us yet. Are you able to join us now, Chaplain James? Are you able to join us, Chaplain James? And if not, perhaps now would be a good time to take a group photo. Now that we know who's here, I will do a gallery view for 2 minutes for us to, if we choose to, get a group photo, and then we'll move towards the question and answers and then the close for today's session. But I'm giving us 2 minutes to show you a video and take photos. Now would be that time.
Please share your videos and let's take this group photos. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, this is God, your DJ.
Well, it may not take 2 minutes. Looks like everyone's here that's going to come. So I'm going to give a 15, 30, 10-second countdown. So that'll give it 10 more seconds to get ready. Starting with 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So now's the time to take your photo and smile and let us know you're there and alive and well. And so, Elizabeth, I'm going to make sure that you are the one that people send their photos to, and then you can organize it after that. Okay, I'm going to also share my screen one more time to let everyone know this is the 4-day workshop, volunteer workshop on the United Nations Global Compact and the SDGs. This is with the World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity. I'm Andrew Williams Jr. We're also hosted and sponsored by Chaplain James Mercy and Dr. Dennis Da Silva. Over to you, our moderator. Thank you so very much. We're ready to move to the final stage.
Thank you once again, Ambassador, and thank you everybody for coming to today's program, today's workshop. For the last time before we go, sorry, I want to see if the chaplain is here again to at least address us. We missed him today. Chaplain, please come on board if you're here. We want to hear your voice before we go. Okay, so we're just thinking probably is not is in a very tight schedule or situation today. It's okay. So we hope to see more of him tomorrow, which is going to be the last day. Thank you everyone for your patience. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for coming. We hope you enjoyed yourself today. We hope you were fully educated. You learned a lot. Now you're getting things, pieces into together to see if and how you can also contribute to this purpose, this cause, and all that. So thank you for coming. We are hoping that tomorrow is going to be a full house. So please come tomorrow, come well prepared, come with a lot of things to share with us. We want to hear more. I mean, more people talk tomorrow. Okay, we don't want just 1 or 2 or 3 persons. We want almost everybody to contribute tomorrow. It's going to be more from you tomorrow, more from what you've learned from the day 1, day 2, day 3. Okay, please don't run away. Tomorrow is going to be our last day, and it promises to be very nice, fantastic, and you are going to have your certificate tomorrow. Thank you once again.
I do want to ask everyone tomorrow to come ready to describe which of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals you are most interested in and are most active in, and that each of you have already registered as a volunteer on the WHOPE website and identify who you are, what you bring to the table, and what you need to move forward. So that's what I would urge everyone to do. Thank you so much. And just to let you know, moderator, we have an unusual situation. I inadvertently made the AI the host. And the AI can't end the program. So we're going to just have to leave because I can't end the program until we get through. So after closing thoughts, we just have to leave.
Okay. All right. Not a problem. All right. Thank you guys once again for coming. And this is where I'm going to say, have a beautiful evening and see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.